and I'm going to show you different real estate investing strategies and content that's going to help you with your real estate business. Today we're going to go over how to crush it when using the seller lead sheet. So, for the past few weeks, students have been asking me, how is it that you have 7 to 10 seller appointments in a given week? Now, I know it's absolutely attributed to my marketing, but there is also a 3-step formula to getting in the door with a seller. The third part of the formula is mastering the seller lead sheet. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you that process and what it looks like right now. Welcome to the Real Deal Meetup channel, where we show you the best resources, tools, and systems to help you automate your real estate business. On this channel, I focus on product reviews, different resources and tools, and everything that helps you automate your real estate investing business. So, now you've done your other steps to the formula with marketing and follow-up, and the phone finally rings. So some of us are so excited we leave our seller lead sheet. Some of us are scared for our life and don't want to answer the phone. The goal is to use the seller lead sheet though to guide you through the entire conversation so you can achieve the best outcome. Now, you have to control the conversation. In order to do that, you have to ask a lot of questions, which allows us to be professional and knowledgeable. It also allows you to set the tone with the seller. Sellers will ask you, what's your price and how soon can you do this? And it's not your job to answer those questions right away, but on your terms. So the goal is to go on an appointment, to go look at the property, so we can have them go accept the offer that we have designed especially for them. Also, know that offers aren't all about price. They are about terms. Terms allows for negotiation and they allow for give and take. Such as, yes, seller, you can stay in the property for a week longer, or we can help you with the moving costs. Those are all terms that are designed uniquely for the seller that you are working with. Now, the next thing, you should also be practicing this with a mentor who can critique you. So find a mentor in this business who is a rock star so you can work with them as you're doing this cold calling script to hear how you sound and if you are confident when really having a conversation with seller, because those things are going to absolutely make a difference. So as we move to the opening of the call, it's very important. We have done our other part of the formula, right? Using social media marketing, lead pages, bandit signs, media, and other lead generation strategies to get the lead, and we've done our follow-up. Now we have to establish rapport and make this a smooth call. So on the very first, when picking up, talking to them, you're asking them, what is their number, just in case the call gets disconnected. I've been on a call plenty of times, and as the phone dropped and I went to call them back, it was actually an office number. And it took me forever to try and find who it was. I had to wait for them to call me back. And so on the very first thing when speaking to them, just make sure you say, hey, if we were to get disconnected, what's the best number to reach you? So that you're able to go ahead and call them should there be a drop in the phone call. I also like to open up the call by saying, thanks for calling. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? My next question is going to be, just out of curiosity, how did you hear about us? I need to know this because I need to know what marketing pieces are working so I know which ones I should be continuing and which ones I should probably be scrapping. I also ask for any other numbers that I can use to reach them on, as well as their email address because I want to put them on an email follow-up campaign. Some of my clients don't have email addresses, and that's okay, but you have to ask. We also need to set the tone. We are there to help them in any way possible. I want you to use your elevator pitch and target it towards the seller, but we can't do anything with this deal, then of course we're going to go ahead and send it off to one of our team members, such as a realtor, who can work the deal. Now, I tell them, let me take a quick moment to talk to you about my company. We're a real estate investment company located here in the Washington, Maryland area, and we work directly with property owners who want to sell the property themselves. We purchase many different types of properties in many different types of situations. And I want you to know that because you reached out directly to me, there are not going to be any commissions, and I will personally be able to save you a ton of money and headaches. This is going to be a simple process, and I think you are going to enjoy going through it with me. I absolutely love what I do, and I'm excited to help you in any way that I can. What makes us unique is that I can offer you cash for your home, as well as a variety of premier programs to make sure that we set you up not just to sell your house, but for life. You also don't need to make any repairs or spend any extra money fixing up the place. I also want you to know that I take a lot of pride in helping sellers, and I want to let you know that my company maintains a high level of ethics and integrity when working with our sellers. So you're going to be in excellent hands. Key, that was just my elevator pitch that I would say when first talking to my seller going down the seller lead sheet. So now that we've gotten their number, email, and have done our elevator pitch, we need to know who the owners are on title. because we need to know who the decision maker is going to be. So that's vitally important that you ask everybody who's on the title. We also know that when making an offer, we want to make sure that all the owners that are there are going to be able to accept that offer. We then ask what style is the home so that we know how to compare it when we're doing our comps to look at similar properties. Is it detached? Is it ranch? We also want to know how old it's going to be. An example is I know that most of the properties in Baltimore that were built before 1970 are going to need electricity and plumbing. We also ask about repairs because we want them to know if money wasn't an object, what would you do to this property? I love to get responses because it lets me know exactly what they would want to do to their property, and I can assess what the repairs would be. You also always want to probe for follow-up, right? A guy told me that the AC was working fine last time it was turned on. Come to find out it hadn't been turned on in a year. These are things we have to know. Another thing you want to ask is the home listed? The owner will tell you all the offers they have ever gotten on that property if it is. So we want to know because that's going to be different working with an agent. We also ask about repairs to use as a tactic for later. I have students that have had two main things happen with their offer. Either they made the offer over the phone and they get to the property only to realize that the estimated repairs is way more than what the seller told them. Go figure, right? Or they are now in escrow and under the contingency inspection period, and a contractor goes in and says there are now foundation issues or a major problem that wasn't noticed in the first go around. So you just want to make sure that we're prepared for either of those two things to happen, because then we have to go back to the seller and tell them that, well, when I came out with my home inspector, we found a few issues that we now have to work through that you missed telling me. And these things happen, but it's going to change my offer price. I'm going to have to get a credit at the closing. You don't have to do any of the work to fix the additional issues. However, this will put me out of budget if I do go through with this without making those changes. So we make those corrections at the closing docs in order to move this deal forward. I also like to ask them, is the home listed? The owner's going to tell you all the offers that they have and everything that they've gotten so far. So I want them to tell me. We also ask about repairs because it's a negotiation tactic for later. So I have many students that have had two things happen with their offer. Either they made the offer over the phone and then get to the property only to realize that the estimate repairs is way more than what the seller told them. Go figure, right? Or now they're in escrow and under the contingency inspection period. And so a contractor goes in and says, oh, now I see that there are foundation issues or there's mold or a problem that wasn't noticed when the first go around. So either way, we have to then go back to the seller, right? And tell them that as I came out with my home inspector, we found a few issues that we now have to work through, that you all actually missed telling me. And while these things do happen, it's going to have to change my offer price. I'm going to have to get a credit at the closing to make up for these issues that have come up. You don't have to do any of the work to fix the additional issues, but this will put me out of budget to make this work if I don't do it by giving a credit at the back end. So we're going to make these corrections and put these on the closing doc moving forward. The next piece, which is huge, is understanding the motivation. We have to ask the seller, what are your goals with this house? I want to make sure that this is going to be the right fit for you and for me. You have to get into the motivation of the seller so you can craft an offer that they can accept. Also understanding why it hasn't sold and wanting to ask these questions. If the property doesn't sell, what will happen? These are all questions that are going to allow me to understand how motivated they are when getting ready to sell this to me. My 5-figure question also is, why are you moving? And where are you moving to? Because maybe I can get them into one of my other properties or refer them to a realtor in the area they want to move into based off my network. And of course, get a referral fee using my license, right? Never want to leave money on the table. So now that I have gathered all this information, I'm going to make you a cash offer within 48 hours. I want to exceed my expectations with them. So I also like to ask about the mortgage information, which I remind them is public information. I can go to the county records, tax records, MLS, all those are going to give us the mortgage information. And they may not know it or refuse to give it to me, but I still ask them if they're behind on their mortgage, are there any liens on the property that I should know about? Do they have a second mortgage? I also ask if they have a HELOC because many times that is going to be considered a second lien, and a lot of sellers don't know that. I also say, what are the benefits of having a seller give us this information to us? Well, this increases the number of strategies to help you with the seller. This allows you to be a transactional engineer. We could do seller financing. Maybe we could do a lease option, subject to. I can craft an offer based off what I know about the property, the mortgage, as well as, of course, the motivation. I'm also asking them, is there anything else I need to know, like credit card liens, HOAs, back taxes, anything that's gonna make this offer jump around. So now that I've gathered all this information, I'm gonna go ahead and make a cash offer to the seller within 48 hours. Now, I always want to under promise and over deliver. So I know I can do this in 4 to 6 hours, but if you need to take the 48 hours to do that, that's fine, to run your numbers. You just want to make sure you're the first one at that property. Also, when I do call back, I say this offer is based on all the information you gave me. So that way they know if something isn't factual or off, like repairs, mortgage information, then I have the right to change my offer price. I also say I can close on their timeline. So it can be as quickly as 10 to 14 days, or it could be longer. It's based on what they need. I also ask, if I write up an offer, are you in a position to make a decision today? So I also ask them, if I write up an offer, are you in a position to make a decision today? What you care about is your numbers on the deal analyzer. My ROI is usually 15% on a house that is $500K and below. If I pay up to $1 million, it increases to 20%. If it's more than $1 million, it should be a 25% ROI. So you have to run your numbers to make sure that you're making the most out of your deals. So I hope my seller lead sheet helps you with your confidence in getting on the phone with the seller, but also your ability to set hopefully 7 to 10 appointments a week. Hey everyone, so thanks again for checking out this video. Don't forget to check out the links below to get my actual seller lead sheet, which will be in the YouTube descriptions. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to learn more about real estate strategies, product reviews, and personal development that I do on this channel. And if you want to hang out with me in person, you can find me at the fourth Saturday of the month at the Real Deal Meetup, where we provide a ton of free 99 content and information every fourth Saturday of the month. You can actually RSVP to our next meetup at the link below. And if you enjoyed this video, I would sincerely appreciate a like. And if there's anything you want to see, feel free to comment below, and I'm happy to engage with you all. That's all I got for now. Take care.